We usually think of luck as this, mystical floating force that just randomly strikes people like lightning. But what if it actually has an architecture? Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving right into our source material on the architecture of fortune to completely dismantle one of the most pervasive myths in human history. We're going to look at the hard data and the actual mechanics of success to prove that luck, well, it isn't just a random, uncontrollable occurrence. It's actually something much more profound. And more importantly, it's a structure that you can absolutely control.
So let's dive into a core question here that totally challenges our fundamental understanding of achievement. Is luck really just an accident? Think about it. When we see someone achieve massive success, whether they launch a groundbreaking business, make a huge scientific discovery, or just land that absolute dream opportunity, our default human reaction is kind of just to attribute at least part of it to a happy accident, right? We assume they were just in the right place at the right time. But diving into our source material forces us to ask if that's actually true, or if the word accident is literally just a convenient label we slap onto a rigorous process that we just didn't get to witness.
Because luck is, in a lot of ways, an illusion based entirely on your perspective. To the observer, the people on the outside looking in, luck appears as a sudden, totally unexpected event. It's a massive surprise. They see the sudden wealth, the big promotion, or the sudden breakthrough, and they just gasp. But to the experiencer, the person actually living it, there is absolutely zero surprise at all. Seriously, no shock when they succeed. Why? Because they know the secret. They know that what the observer is calling a sudden event is actually the culmination of something else entirely.
Which brings us to Section 1, Cultivating a Prepared Mind. This is where we build the hidden foundation of what we mistakenly call chance.
As we can see, a seemingly sudden opportunity is actually just the final step of a multi-year journey. Look at year 1. That's when the invisible blueprint phase really begins. And this is followed by a really long stretch, like years 2 through 5 of continuous, relentless preparation. We're talking reading, studying, failing, getting back up, trying again, and constantly refining skills. Now the rest of the world, they only ever see the present day. They see that singular moment where opportunity finally knocks. But that opportunity didn't just manifest out of thin air. No way. It traveled down a very long road paved by a minimum of 5 years of unseen, totally unglamorous hard work.
Because opportunity doesn't just wander around aimlessly. Our source material puts it so perfectly here. Chance happens to a prepared mind. Just let that sink in for a second. Chance is not blind. It actually has a preference. It actively seeks out a mind that is uniquely tuned to recognize it. If your mind isn't prepared, an incredible chance could literally walk right past you on the street, and you wouldn't even have the vocabulary or the context to see it as an opportunity. All that preparation we just talked about, that's exactly what builds this prepared mind. It basically equips you with the radar you need to detect chance when it finally enters your orbit.
Moving right along to Section 2, the power of bravery, and how to actually activate all that preparation.
Because here's the thing. You can have the absolute most prepared mind in the world. You can plan for a decade, but without courage, all that preparation just stays locked inside your head, completely useless to the outside world. Our source defines fortune as a force that favors the brave and people who go against the common crowd. And this means you must be willing to defy conventional wisdom. Think about it for a minute. The common crowd does what is safe. The common crowd does what's expected. The common crowd definitely doesn't spend 5 whole years preparing for an opportunity that isn't even guaranteed. To actually seize that chance your prepared mind has recognized, you have to step away from the safety of the herd. You gotta risk looking foolish and take a leap that others are probably gonna criticize. Fortune isn't just some passive reward for studying hard. It's an active force that aligns with sheer audacity and the bravery to stand completely alone.
So if you want to manufacture your own luck, you really have to master this blueprint. First, it starts with years of deliberate planning and a truly intentional vision. Next, you build a rigorously prepared mind by doing all that quiet, behind-the-scenes work to build your capacity to actually recognize an opportunity. Then you need the bravery to take action. When chance finally appears, you've got to move fearlessly. And finally, number 4, you need a willingness to go against the common crowd. You literally cannot live an exceptional, lucky life by making the exact same safe choices as everybody else. This right here, this is the architecture. This is exactly how you construct the building that luck eventually decides to live in.
I'm going to leave you with this final thought to help evaluate your own journey right now. Are you waiting for a surprise, or are you building your architecture? The sources we've explored today make this crystal clear. If you're just sitting around hoping for a sudden lightning bolt of good fortune, you are actively choosing to be the observer, destined to only ever watch other people succeed. But if you start planning today, if you prepare your mind, if you summon the bravery to step away from the crowd, you become the experiencer. So I have to ask you,
What are you going to start building today so that when opportunity finally comes looking, it actually has a door to knock on?